to the show, everybody, and welcome to our usual shenanigans. It's Martel Rolling here. Thank you all for tuning in to another episode of the Same Cast, Different Day podcast, wherever you're streaming or listening to this podcast. So, we got a guest here with us. We have Chuck Nasty here with us. Chuck is a legend in the making.
I try. I try. Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome. So, we're going to get things started because this is Chuck first time on the podcast, everybody. So, we're going to get things started with hot topics. All right, so for you local listeners, you guys like when I tend to give you guys some update or news of what's going on in your local area or things that's going on. So, Adam Pollock, if hopefully I pronounce his name right, will be doing some classes from teaching classes at the Milwaukee Public Market between September and December. If he was featured on the TV show Hell's Kitchen. So if you're interested in that, make sure y'all go and look that up. So when I had saw this and I saw this Chuck and I had saw this news headline and then I was like, this character would probably fit this woman very, very perfect. So Lady Gaga will be joining the Joker series. Um,
Okay.
she be playing the Phoenix. um,
Honestly, it's probably going to work.
with her
I,
craziness, I feel like it's gonna work.
I think Gaga can do just about anything she wants. I have a lot of respect for her.
Yeah, I want to go see her. She got she's on tour right now, doing like a they call them things a stadium tour right now.
Mm,
And that's from what I've seen. The show is amazing, and I
yeah.
like when artists go out and have so much what's it special effects and everything else that goes on with the show.
Good stage setup.
Live
Good stage
band
show.
people, yeah,
Hmm. Yeah.
live bands people. Because to me, you're not a real artist if you don't have a live band. My personal opinion.
If you don't have, I have more respect when there is some type of live instrument on stage. It's like I love Cypress Hill, one of my favorite rap groups of all time.
Hmm.
They have live drums, and sometimes they have different instrument coming through. They have different people playing. Not always. Sometimes it's just drums and some and samples and stuff, but it all works. Um, but yeah, it's a little bit more of a bonus if they have some live
I
stuff on
just I
stage.
just feel like you get the audience going and more into the show with a live band. Like to me, it's very boring for me to go to a show and watch somebody walk back and forth on stage, rapping or singing to their actual CD or whatever
Right?
device.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, yeah, I agree.
So, in other news, speaking of TV shows and movies and stuff, I don't know why this is a thing, but apparently they want to do a Everybody Hates Chris reboot, and it's going to be an animated series on um, Paramount Plus, and I'm just like, I'm not for it.
Why?
Your face you made was the same reaction that I had when I saw it. Like, why are they doing this?
Just so they can have a cartoon episode where Chris Rocks gets smacked in the face. Is that what it is? I don't know why. Like, why would you? Like, what's the point? We don't need it animated.
It might be he claims that he's over it and he don't need to talk to Will and had a whole apology thing, whatever that they're claiming. I'm pretty sure Will need to hold a public apology thing just for he can try to make some money because
Oh
only
yeah,
thing he
he.
gonna have coming in is Bad Boys 4.
Yeah. Look, the Bad Boys movies are fun and all, but there is a time to stop. It was actually after the first one, but the second one wasn't too bad. Third one was, but I don't need a fourth one. Yeah,
The second one was watchable. The third one was just damn, just horrible.
ridiculous. It was completely fucking ridiculous,
And
but
I hate
fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It's one of those things where when they do sequels to movies, I hate when it be 10, 20 years after the previous movie or whatever. I just
And
can't do it.
they don't even have a good storyline for it. Like it's been
No
10 years and
storyline.
we still couldn't think of anything good.
Exactly.
Like what the fuck?
So the world's most confused person. I feel like this woman should have been seeing a therapist, got locked up in something. A group home. She needs to be somewhere. But Demi Lovato changed her pronouns again. She's now going by she, her instead of them, they, which I still don't know what the pronouns mean. I don't know what them, they is still, but at least she finally figured out what sex she is.
Right.
I don't. I don't.
I I'm still trying to learn all of it. I am. I've got a lot of friends in the community, and I still try to be, okay. I don't know what to say right now, like, because people get really
Mhm.
pissed, even if you don't. Because in Kentucky, it's a lot of like, thanks, dear, thanks, darling, sweetheart. We don't mean anything by it. It's just how we are. It's a way of being like, oh, thanks, honey, whatever.
Mhm.
And a lot of times, it's not a big deal, but sometimes people take it the wrong way, no matter how nice you're being about it. So, I try to go with the times and educate myself at least a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm still confused. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Here, see, I still have, I have no clue. Like, I was like, I did an interview a few, was it last season? Yeah, I think I did an interview last season, and I was talking with a guy, friend to the show, Kami, and he kept referring to his partner. I kept on saying boyfriend. He kept on saying they, and I'm like, huh? So I'm
Right.
like, I'm still learning. I'm still
Yeah.
learning.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Tory Lanez, I don't know if anybody's familiar with. I really don't know what Tory Lanez is famous for, what he does, but apparently he is now naming Chris Brown as Tory Lanez on the left. By the way,
Okay.
everybody, saying that Chris Brown is now the king of pop, so he has given Chris Brown Michael Jackson's title. And I
I
don't
don't think
think
Chris Brown deserves it.
I totally agree with you. I don't think he deserves it whatsoever.
No.
The
He put
fact
his
that
hands on my girl. Okay. I love Rihanna, and fuck that guy. Okay.
the whole thing is why I feel like Chris Brown don't deserve to be called the king of pop. Because first of all, um, Michael Jackson can sing and dance at the same time, live,
Yeah.
with no problem whatsoever. Chris Brown, he was just doing that whatever that music festival thing was, over in, I think it was over in London. But so he's doing a show over there, and like majority of his songs, he's lip syncing all the songs, like even songs that are like considered ballads, like "With You." It'd be certain points you could hear where the mic cut in and out. I think he was doing another song,
He lip
and
syncs the whole
like
thing, like actual lip syncing.
he was lip syncing the song, so it was like his mic. He put his mic down, and his mic wasn't away from his mouth, wasn't by his mouth, but yet the words were still coming out the system. So I'm like, I don't want to pay anybody to do that. Except
Yeah.
Mariah.
Kiss
I
got
don't know.
caught.
Making Mariah walk back and forth all day, but
Kiss got caught doing that recently too.
oh really?
Yeah. After they bitched two or 3 years ago, Gene Simmons went on some interview, and he was bad mouthing people who do it, which I don't like. I don't want. I like you said. I want to go see a live performance. I don't want to see
Hmm.
something, whatever. And he was bad mouthing people who did that shit. And then I guess a couple weeks ago, there's footage of them on stage, and you hear voices that aren't near the mics, and it's supposed to be Paul Stanley, and he's away from the mic, and it's kind of bad. And something else that's interesting is Molly Crew got in trouble too. Tommy Lee, apparently, there's a video clip of him. There's a drum playing, and he's not playing anything. He's getting he was coming back up to his drums, and the 1 2 3 starts, and it starts playing. He gets up there and tries to like. I'm like, who the fuck does that? Who fucking instrument
Oh, he
syncs?
got caught going to Katy Perry when she got
Right.
caught with the flute thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, I just don't get it. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, no, it's fine. Oh, that's hilarious. I did not know that. How do and then you get? How do you wait? So wait, was he like pretending to play the drums the whole night, or just that section of that was?
I don't know. That's that. I because I've always, as a drummer, I've always really respected Tommy Lee. And in the video, it shows him and a roadie. They're trying to fix something with his drums or something, and all of a sudden you hear like the hi hat being hit. 1 2 3, and he's like, and he tries to get up there, but there's already the first hit's been done before he even gets, on the set.
Hmm.
And I'm just like, man, come on, that's kind of disappointing. Like, you're one of the reasons I actually listened to Motley Crue, and that might have just killed it for me just a little bit. Come on, you might have a dick this fucking big, okay? Like, But please, you also can play the drums just as well as you can fuck. All right, so that's what we want to see. All right,
Right.
like it
Because
pisses me off.
I only see like only people I can honestly give a pass when it comes to doing certain stuff is you got to be like up in your golden years as far as a performer. Like
Right?
people like Elton John, Madonna get a pass, Mariah gets a pass. Certain people get a pass
Yeah.
depending on how old they are. But if you're young and you can still do it, why are you not
Well,
doing what you get paid to do?
it's like Ozzy. I mean,
Oh
on
yeah.
his his the last 20 years he's been using a teleprompt. He's been reading the lyrics and stuff.
Hmm.
You know, who else? There was a couple other bands.
I've seen
Priest.
Mariah doing that. She uses a
She
teleprompter, and yeah, as much as she sings and to do tours, you would think she know all the lyrics to her songs, and she doesn't.
I actually don't have a problem with that. I don't, because I've been in the position where I've had to use that shit before too. Now I just like scream at everybody, and I don't always know what I'm saying. I'm not gonna lie. There, I said it. I don't always know what the fuck I'm saying. Um, but so I give a little bit of a little leeway there. I'm like, okay, all right. Sometimes you need. I mean, because Metallica does it. You know what I mean? Like that. There's a lot of
I
people out
mean,
there do
so,
it.
but like you guys, like y'all, so when y'all use the teleprompter, it actually tells y'all like what part of the show that y'all on. Cause some artists forget like, oh, what part of the show are we at? So they're like, do you have stuff like that on y'all teleprompter? Or?
No, no, no. See, back before I was playing drums, I was just a vocalist in bands.
No.
And back in the day, one of my first bands that I was in that we actually started playing shows and stuff with was called Island Conspiracy, and my guitar player was in that band too. That's how we started playing music. Um, and I actually had a lyric sheet on like one of those old choir things. What the
Oh
fuck? I
yeah,
can't even think.
I know.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah. Like I have like the little music stand,
yeah.
and but I would have to flip it, and I would have to use the lyrics. Bad thing is, I used them more than I probably should have. I got too used to it. I think it's okay to have them off to the side. My band that I did after that, I had the lyrics on stage with me, but it was just in case. I didn't. I most of the time didn't use them. But yeah, no, we never did the actual teleprompter thing. I have seen bands that do it though, and I know how frustrating it is, like doing fucking karaoke sometimes. I love doing karaoke, I do, and
Me too.
sometimes that
That's
shit's
how I want to do
annoying.
it, but I do.
It's fun regardless. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, it's little respect. I no disrespect for anybody that uses anything like that, because sometimes you got to think about also the sources too. It's like, okay, who all smokes a lot of weed? Who all's done a lot of drugs? How old are they? Sometimes we need a little bit of a push, a little reminder.
Yeah, because it was I don't know if you ever watch any of the versus battle, but it was one it was Shaka Khan and I can't Stephanie Mills, and they were doing a versus battle, and Shaka Khan was up there and she was very drunk, and she had the teleprompter right in front of her on the ground, and she still did not know not one lyrics to the song that was going
That's a little okay. That's a little irresponsible there. Yeah. The versus battle. You talking about the one that like where it was Bone Thugs and
Yep.
3 6 Mafia, where they got into it. Yeah, I saw that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was watching that. And I was like, oh fuck. And then they were cool, and dude passed him a fucking baggie of coke. It was all good.
When they had I guess about to have a brawl and stuff on stage, my brother's like, no, because he a big Bone Thugs fan. He
Oh
was like,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
no, no, he just had to fuck it up. He get drunk and fuck it up every time.
Yeah, man.
He was in his feelings when that happened.
That was I was like, wait a minute, this is supposed to be just rapping, like not actual battling. But at the end of it, it was like, we are the world, because they came together and they were talking about all the past, like legends and stuff in hip hop. So it was all good. It ended good.
Because
But
they
versus,
told him like, if you don't get his shit together, you ain't gonna be with the group after this.
yeah, oh yeah, no, he had a lot of I'm sorries that he had to do. Uh,
Yeah.
the whole versus thing though, they're under kind of fire right now because Cypress Hill was supposed to do a versus with oh fuck, I can't remember who it is. and it was supposed to be televised because they'd been doing them free on YouTube and stuff. That's how I got into watching them, and they didn't. They were making it. You had to pay for it, and Cypress Hill got completely pissed off about it, and so a lot of people are like banning verses now. They're like, no, fuck this. So yeah, it's kind of shitty because I was like, oh shit, Cypress, man, and I was like, I'm not gonna pay for this shit. What the fuck?
I also was wondering, like, when were they gonna bridge out to other genres of music in the whole versus battle thing? Because
That could
I'm
be
like,
interesting.
I would love to see like Fallout Boys and Green Day have like a versus battle. Like to me, that I
Right.
would want to be in the audience for that. Like that is awesome. Or even Paramore and like somebody like I will come on Paramore and probably Evanescence. I don't know, but
Yep.
somebody like we need to
Megadeth and Metallica.
exactly.
you know, like some shit like that. I mean, that would be interesting. That's not a bad idea because you don't really think of other genres besides hip hop. When it comes to the whole battling thing. So that would be kind of interesting actually.
I
Have
mean, cause
have
like
have some
they
bands.
had female singers, like they had Brandy and Monica. It was like Keisha Cole and somebody else. So I'm like, okay, we can go into other genres, people.
Wait, did you say Brandy and Monica?
Yep, they did one. I think
That's
it was
crazy.
Keisha Cole and Ashanti. I think did one. It was
Oh,
Anthony
Ashanti. I was just
Hamilton and I think Anthony Hamilton and Maxwell, which I tried to watch it. It was too boring. I was like,
See,
no.
that goes back to just having seen somebody with a microphone on stage and not giving any kind of performance. That's what that is.
Yeah,
That's exactly what that is.
it's only certain people who can. Like I don't know, because it's only certain people that I can watch where they get play. Like they might have like they back the music, like pre live. It might be they might not have a live band up there, but the instrumentals are pre-recorded with a live band, so I can sit there and
Right.
watch that. But
Yeah.
yeah, for just like I said, for them to be playing tracks and just up there singing, it's like no, it's not entertaining whatsoever.
It's a little dull sometimes. I mean, unless you like,
I keep saying like you don't have all the glitz and glamour and stuff like that. It could be you, your microphone, your band, and some background singers, and I can sit there and watch that.
it would. There's certain entertainers in our generation that can just get up there with a microphone and do just whatever they want that we would actually pay attention to. And Dave Chappelle, I think, would be one that he could get up there and he doesn't sing very good, but I've heard him sing with Foo Fighters. Like, I mean, he's one of the greatest entertainers of our time, and the
Yeah,
motherfucker doesn't hold back. Now, I could watch him get up there for fucking 3 hours and just fucking spout off. You know what I mean? Like that'd be no big deal at all to me.
to me, all he
Some
gotta
people
do
can't
is
do that.
talk. All he gotta do is talk in his high pitched voice, and I can sit there and listen to that for
Right.
forever.
Right. Yeah. Word. Um.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can sit there and watch that forever.
You know,
Uh,
and also it's like Michael Jackson too. I mean, Michael Jackson was able to get up there. I mean, like, yeah, he had the sparks going off, and then he had a band up there a lot of times. But Michael Jackson was able to. He moved. He did things. Like he did things that were all like, wow,
mhm.
that's actually humanly possible to do. Because it was all amazing when it first happened.
I feel like artists who debut after 2012 just wouldn't have what it takes to last in the music industry anytime before that.
No, dude, not at all.
Because now it's just like they rely on too much other stuff. Like, like people gave Lady Gaga so much flack during her career. I said when she had toned everything down and started actually being looking like a normal person doing what normal people
Not
do.
wearing meat suits, yeah.
Yeah, and and was like when she did like the Stars Born music and everything after that. Like I knew she could sing before, but when she scaled back and let her raw voice come out and show how much talent I have outside of being this crazy person that y'all see, she's
Yeah.
like one of the very few artists who can go from using every trick in the book to sound and look perfect and do everything perfect. So I'm scaling everything back and doing everything raw.
Oh yeah. No, like I said, like when it comes to her, I think she can do just about anything. She can act. I mean, American Horror Story, Hotel. She, every people wanted to bitch about her being on that, but you know what? She did a damn good job.
It fit her at that time because she was like in a gothic type thing at that time.
Right, and she's grown up a little bit. She's a little bit more, she went from being like the crazy meat suit wearing lady, bad romancing and all over the place, to being, kind of more of like a
Human.
right, but more like a jazz singer,
Oh
like
yeah,
more,
yeah. Oh
you
yeah,
know,
she is good at jazz.
I'll tell you what, I watched when last Thanksgiving I went to my aunt's house in Memphis, and I was watching. She was showing me some. She's a fan of Lady Gaga, and she was showing me some awesome video clips of Lady Gaga and Tony Bennett, and that would almost like, I mean, dude, almost drew me to tears. Like it was just so beautiful. I mean, like I have nothing but respect, nothing but fucking respect for her.
I've
You
been to
know,
one of her shows, so unless she did it at one of her shows, I probably would have never just sat and listened to her jazz stuff. So now you gonna have me going back and actually go listen to it now.
dude, I'm telling you, she did an album with Tony Bennett. Okay, who he's not right in. I mean, his memory is like
Oh
almost
yeah.
gone. There's a live DVD that came out, and this is why I watched some clips from, because they put out a whole collaboration thing,
Hmm.
and he's on stage, and he kind of looks kind of lost at first, and you see her like holler out to him over the microphone, and he immediately like snaps, like he lights up and starts singing, remembers every word. It's a beautiful thing. It just,
Oh.
kind of an uplifting kind of thing. But I mean, I'm a fan of chill music anyway, and Miles Davis and shit.
And you said this
So
is like a DVD or something?
there's a live DVD that came out a year or so ago,
Huh.
uh, and then there's a whole album that came out
'Cause I
to
know
accompany
of
it.
the Cheek to Cheek album that she did with him, but I know it was like more after that.
But that might be the album I'm thinking of.
Oh,
I
okay.
might be all fucked up on time or whatever when it came out, whatever. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Because I know they came out with I know it's a Cheek to Cheek album. I'm not, because I remember they won a Grammy last year for
Yeah.
doing the jazz, but I don't know if it was that same album, but I think you can't get nominated for the same album twice, so it must be a whole different album. They must have did.
They, they,
I had to go
I,
listen to it.
if they did, I don't know. I don't know. Because Cheek to Cheek's the one I'm thinking of. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just it's fucking beautiful, and that right there was like, all right, okay. I've been questioning it for a while. I have a lot of respect for that woman. I do,
Hmm.
and she's just fun. I mean, god damn it, she just seems like a fun person. Like, come on, have some drinks with like Gaga. Come on, that's not
To
gonna
be
be a
honest,
boring night.
I would love to see her play a stripper. Considering that in her little Netflix special that she did, she was sitting there like naked, topless, and they didn't blur it out. And
Yeah,
she was just sitting there having a whole talk with somebody topless. I'm like, yeah, we need to get this woman playing a stripper.
yeah. Or she
Or
could
like,
just do
or
a
like a
talk show
madam.
naked. Oh yeah, no, completely. She could totally be a madam. I want to see that movie. I want to see that movie.
uh,
Totally.
Favorite people, we need to make that. We need to figure out a way to make that happen.
I want to see a movie that Quentin Tarantino makes that has Lady Gaga playing a stripper and go. Like I want to I like just I would love to just throw that at Quentin Tarantino and see what he would come up with. I'm sure that Lady Gaga would either be one, a bad guy, two, the hero, but would be ultimately badass throughout. So that's a fun idea.
Speaking of, there's a podcast that I listen to, and they do like movie reviews and stuff like that. And they be talking about Quentin Tarantino,
Oh yeah,
and
but you see my Pulp Fiction over here.
like they're huge fans of him. But then it'd be certain things they would say like it was, I forgot what movie it was, but it was like some movies with some teenagers or something like that, I think. But they was like, yeah, you could tell Quentin was jacking off when he was writing that scene and da da da. I'm like, dude, sorry.
Holy shit.
Like
Uh,
they hold nothing back on that show.
well, I gotta say, Quentin Tarantino has a whole foot fetish that came out a few years ago,
We talked
and
about that on there before, yes.
yeah, and if you actually watch some of his movies that he's been in, he's been a part of, From Dusk Till Dawn, one of my favorite movies, he is the one that gets Selma Hayek's foot in his mouth, and she pours whiskey down her leg. That goes. Now, I'm not a foot guy. But if Selma Hayek wanted to put her foot in my mouth and pour whiskey, I'm gonna do it. Like, but with Quentin Tarantino, it was a whole other experience. I'm pretty sure. And if you notice his movies, there's always close up of women's feet. Always.
See, now you have me paying attention to this stuff now. See them.
You're gonna watch and you're gonna be like, man, there's a lot of feet shots.
Matter of fact, because I think they were talking about I think a movie that he did. Okay, I don't know
Kill
what
Bill.
it was, but there was like you could tell Quentin has like this foot fetish. There was like the girl had her nasty feet up on the dashboard, and then he made sure that her feet were shown in this movie, and the bottom of her feet was dirty, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah, Death Proof.
oh
Death Proof.
Yeah.
That's that. I love that movie. I love that movie. That's a good one. Part of the Grindhouse.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that because of that podcast. I had just listened to that episode. I'm like, I gotta watch it now.
Well, have you never seen Death Proof?
I have not.
Oh shit! So you just need to watch like the whole Grindhouse, because what it is it was two movies that came out at the same time, and it was like you got Planet Terror, which was this complete crazy ass zombie like futuristic shit, which was done by Robert Rodriguez, I'm pretty sure, and Quentin Tarantino's in it, and actually you see his balls drop. I'm not kidding. They literally fall from his body. It's the most gnarliest fucking scene. And then the second movie is Death Proof, which is Quentin Tarantino's movie, basically about a stuntman who is fucking nuts and him getting his. It's a good one. You just need to watch both Planet Terror and Death Proof. My friend, you will not be disappointed.
I'm gonna have to make notes on that. Oh, speaking of, before I get too far, I forgot to mention Brittany. Brittany Griner was sentenced to 9 years of prison today. That's her. She was sentenced to 9 years in prison for apparently drug smuggling when she had some vapors in her luggage, oils. They had doctors and all these other people come and testify saying that she had it for medical reasons and all these other kind of things. And this whole thing is just basically what I feel is Russia's way in trying, because we put all these sanctions on Russia, they basically crippling the economy. So they are using her, saying, hey, if you guys want her to come back home, then we're gonna need y'all to lift some of y'all sanctions. And that's how I feel like this whole situation is going.
Man, this situation pisses me off. Okay, obviously it's a kick of the dick from Russia, but at the same point, man, does she really deserve this shit for some fucking oils and vapes?
Mm-mm.
Like, no, it's a fucking plant, okay? It's a plant, okay? It's a fucking plant. I don't understand it. It's got so many medical agents to it. There's so many things to it that actually helps. I'm a Crohn's patient. At one time, my Crohn's was in remission from my cannabis use. My doctor even told me that. Unfortunately, I took up drinking kind of hard the last couple of years, and I fucked myself a little bit, but we're working on that. There's so many people that I know who have serious fucking medical issues. I mean, Crohn's is pretty serious. All right, it is. It's almost come with twice, and it has helped a lot. But I've got friends that have battled cancer, that have other like ailments and stuff that actually help them. And the fact that somebody just got fucking with 9 years in prison, like fucking seriously, like okay, yeah, there's doctors. That's the other thing. There's doctors saying there's medical reasons why she has this stuff. I don't understand. I mean, like fuck. I mean, this is legal. Alcohol. This right here. This fucking thing right here. And this motherfucker right here have caused so many fucking problems. Families broken apart, relationships destroyed, everything. You know what I mean? And yet cannabis is still an ordeal to where somebody can go to jail, go to prison for 9 fucking years.
Mm-hmm.
How old is she? She's young, right?
Yeah, I believe she's in her 30s.
Yeah, that's 30s. For doing fucking nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like that doesn't. man, this kind of shit can't stand. Like it can't. Like it's 2022. Why are there so many? Like I mean, in Kentucky, that's where I'm at right now, and we're gonna be one of the last people to fucking legalize. Well, okay, you understand too. I'm pretty sure from what
Yeah,
you
but
told.
Wisconsin is definitely gonna be one of the last few states.
It's going to be you all then us or us then you all because I think we're just they're going to try to
Yeah,
follow,
our
because
our state is so messed up that our before when our governor now, the one that got that's in office now, right before he got and he won, he basically won an election or whatever. Right before he was about to take office, our house here decided, oh, we're going to weaken the governor's power. So basically, we got a sitting governor with no power, which it sucks. So now
see,
everything has to get passed through like our Senate or whatever that's here, which is all majority Republicans.
it's sad, man. It's sad.
So
I mean,
yeah, we in
there's
the same boat as you.
yeah, and it's bullshit. There's just and the thing is, slowly but surely, people in your area as well as my area are starting like the older generation that always saw, they remember reefer madness. You know what I mean? Like,
They
you
refer to
know,
it as dope still.
right? Yeah, and dope is a totally different thing for all of us now. When someone
Right.
says when someone says dope, we don't think of weed. Like,
Exactly.
we make sure we have other names for it, that make it, bud, flower, like
Hmm.
things to make you realize we're not talking about anything else. But
Exactly.
there's some people who are coming around. I've got some buddies whose grandparents, and I've got a close buddy whose dad is going through. He's got cancer. He's been battling it for a while, and he is finally to that point where he might open his mind up a little bit to help him
Hmm.
eat, to sleep and relax. And that's the thing that people are ignoring. That's a lot of these fucking lawmakers and stuff are ignoring is the fact that a lot of the old school generation is starting to get it too,
Hmm.
and they need to get off their fucking high horses and realize that this shit isn't fucking right. Anybody that is in prison, in jail, when it comes down to getting caught with weed, I don't care how much weed it is. I really don't. I don't give a fuck. It's weed, okay? Like
Right.
as long as it's not, they're not smuggling coke along with it, heroin along with it, and all that other shit along with it. If it's just fucking marijuana, gets them the fuck out of jail. Nobody fucking deserves that for that. Those places are for heinous murderers, rapists, shit like that. Okay, make room for because they're fucking everywhere. Make room for
Hmm.
those assholes and let the innocent go.
It's
Let my people go.
yeah.
Sorry, I got on my high horse on that for
It's
a
all
second.
right. Yeah, because like we've been
I love this.
in the suburban area, we've been having a lot of fentanyl over stuff going on here. So I'm like they like you guys are focusing way too much on weed and stuff, and we got more stronger drugs out there that you're not focusing on at the moment for some reason.
Right.
Because I think because like even like here, I think if you have depending on the amount, so if you have like a small amount on you, they like here they give you a citation for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
give
Let's
you a
let.
citation. But then anything that look like, but then anything that look like you're going to sell it, you automatically going to jail,
Yeah. Don't get
even if
caught
it's for
with more
personal
than one
use.
baggie.
Even if it's for person, even if it's for person, you're gonna smoke it personally yourself, and it's a large amount. They're gonna say, "Oh, you're attempting to sell this, and now you're off to jail."
Yeah. That doesn't work out too well.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fucking
And,
stupid.
another reason why we might need weed, I think it should be legal everywhere, is because we need something to deal with monkeypox. If you guys are not familiar with monkeypox, it looked like you got warts and it looked like cold sores all over your body, basically. I'm just gonna say that, and it looked like 10 times worse than chickenpox. Y'all, when a vaccine come out, go get your vaccine. There are people who didn't go get the COVID vaccine, and I can say I have had 3 COVID shots. I have not had COVID one time, but the people who I know of who had COVID, who had has COVID, none of them got the shot. Not one of them had the shot who actually caught
I hate to say this. I had COVID. I still haven't gotten the shot.
COVID. See?
And actually, what's fucked up? What's fucked up though is COVID fucked my eye up. I've been having to get fucking injections in my eye with medicine for the
Hmm.
past like 4 months, 5 months.
Wow.
Yeah, because it was like seriously. Like I've always had 20/20 vision. I'm the only person like in my immediate family that
Hmm.
doesn't have glasses. I've got 20/20 vision in both eyes. And then all of a sudden, after I had COVID, in the midst of it, I couldn't see. Everything was
Wow.
blurry. Yeah, and so they caught it just the right time. It's starting to get it's much better now. Like I can look at this and I'm not seeing you being all wavy. Like so, but I know I probably need to go get the vaccine. I know. But I also know a lot of people that have gotten the vaccine and have had COVID twice.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
everybody
know,
like we're not saying that like for us or our vaccine, we're saying, oh, you get the vaccine, you ain't gonna catch COVID. It's just for us if we catch it, it's just not as bad as somebody who doesn't have the vaccine. So like for
right,
us, it might feel like a common cold. We can still go to work like nothing happened for some of us. It's just
right,
like
yeah.
it
No, I
is
mean,
what it is.
I totally agree with vaccination.
Yeah.
Believe me, I do. I'm an idiot for honestly. I need to go do it. I really do. Because I mean, you got to be careful because like I'm surprised it didn't fuck me up. Like my immune system sucks,
Hmm.
and I'm surprised that when I had COVID, it didn't mess me up as bad as it has others. And that's the thing you got to think about is everybody else.
Hmm.
You know, if you have a vaccine, at least if you've been exposed to it, or whatever, it's not going to be. If you're around somebody, you're not going to be throwing it on them. At least there's a better chance of them not getting it from you.
Right.
And God, COVID, fuck that shit. I'm so
And
over it.
I work. See, I work in a level one trauma hospital, so
Oh
there was
shit.
no way that I was going to be working in a hospital and not have a COVID vaccine. That was just not going to happen.
Yeah, yeah. I've come in contact with a lot of nurses in the past 12 months, and they all kind of said the same thing. They're like, "Man, gonna be working in a hospital. I've got to do this shit." I'm like, how the?
Mm-hmm.
My first question is, how the fuck do I keep running into nurses? And the second one is, how the fuck can you even do that right now? Like, much respect. God damn,
You just
scary world, man.
you deal with the misery. I know, like with this whole monkeypox thing going around, it's like I'm at work nervous because like you don't want to touch anything and you're trying your best not to like, hey, don't walk too close to me because I'm like once I get a vaccine, I'll probably feel a lot more better. If they even come out with a vaccine for monkeypox, I'll probably feel a lot more better. Um,
It's
but
creepy.
one group of people who are protected from the monkeypox are boomers because they had the smallpox shot. So it's a good chance that people who had the smallpox shot will not get monkey pox.
So okay. Here's a question: what is the age level of like a boomer?
So
The one that just asked that question, or is that
no, so boomers, I believe they should be early 60s to I think mid 70s right now.
okay?
So like
Okay.
I know the boomers, the end of the boomers was like they were born 1967. I
Okay.
believe was the end of the boomers, and I believe the baby boomer age started early. I want to say early 50s or late 40s.
See, I was thinking it was something like that, and that's why I understand. Like, I'm 38 years old, and people are like,
Oh no, you're
okay,
generational.
boomer. And I'm just like, what the fuck does that even mean?
Oh, that's just their way of calling you old. That's just how my
Like,
friend.
God.
My friend, she has two boys, and at the time, I think I was only what 26 at the time or something like that. And they called me a boomer. I'm like, dude, I'm a millennial.
Right,
Like I'm
yeah.
I'm not a nowhere near a boomer.
See, like my daughter, I got a teenager. She always calls me a boomer. Like if I says okay, boomer, I'm like, what are you even? So you just call me old? Okay,
Yep, that's pretty much what that is.
fucking asshole.
They just like that TikTok video, and I had kind of got offended. They was like, we're talking about, they're saying like something like the old people who should be on TikTok, and they're like the ones who was born in like the late 1900s. I'm like, what?
Why not?
I'm like, first of all, why are we being referred to as the late 1900s? That's kind of offensive.
Yeah, that I mean that.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that is kind of. Damn, I didn't even thought about that. No, I don't even. I don't like the way that sounds at all.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not that old. How dare you?
Damn. Yeah. No, man. Come on. That
Yeah,
ain't cool.
these Yeah, these teenagers now making it feel like we're just so
Oh,
like
dude, I know. There's been so many fucking times that I've like been in somewhere with a bunch of people or whatever, just hanging out, like just if like I'm with a friend that knows these people and they've got a bunch of people I don't know,
mm-hmm.
and it's always a bunch of like younger motherfuckers, like, and I'm just I'm blown away. I'm one of my neighbors who recently moved became a really good friend of mine, and she's like quite a bit younger than me,
Mm-hmm.
and she's like 22, 23, so like her and her friends would come over like to hang out and shit, and I would end up giving like these fucking lectures on them because of it. Because I feel like I'm so fucking old and they're so fucking young. I'm just like, somebody has to tell you something about something that makes sense.
Right.
You, you're growing up in a horrible time period. I mean, a good time period, but a horrible time period. It's so
Yeah.
confusing. It really is.
I can survive without technology, you younger people.
Right. Man, I remember fucking a time when I couldn't just. I used to go to the record store and get CDs and cassettes because I'm that old.
I remember the commercials where you can order this stuff through the mail and they see the cassette tapes and stuff in the mail, or you get the little catalog and
Oh
the
yeah,
catalogs come
Columbia
to your
House and
house.
shit.
Yeah, the catalogs come to your house and you can pick whatever you get like 5 cassette tapes for like $20 or something like that.
Dude, my mom, my stepdad, they got me in the Columbia House DVDs and the CDs, and I got a lot of random albums that became my favorites. Like yeah, they're like, oh well, and the thing is, where I've always been the musician in the family, whatever. My stepdad is too.
Mhm.
Uh, they would pretty much give me okay, everybody pick out a couple, and then Chuck can get the rest. And I would just like go down the line. Like, okay, what looks most sinister? What has a parental advisory?
Oh, sinister. Oh my goodness. Speak Speaking of sinister people, in Houston, Texas, there was a task force that busted a criminal organization group. Uh, so when they caught these people, there was 6 of them that was arrested, and when they were caught with $12 million worth of catalytic converters. And I'm like, what? And then the only reason why these people got caught because while they were trying to steal a catalytic converter, one of them had killed the police officer, and that's what got everybody on them. And now all them are on
Fuck.
trial for not only murder but for $12 million worth of catalytic converters
Where was this at? Texas?
in Houston.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was gonna say it sounds like something that happened here in Kentucky. It probably has happened in here in Kentucky.
Oh, when I saw that, I'm like, you got to be shitting me when I saw that. But like, I guess it's hard times out here, and I guess catalytic converters is still a high commodity here.
Dude, I sold my last Jeep, and the only reason I got 300 out of it or 350 out of it was because it still had the Cadillac converter in it. And I was like, okay. So apparently it's a big thing. I'm not a car guy. I suck at it, so I can't keep a vehicle.
I manage. That's why I normally buy my cars brand new, so that way I wouldn't have to worry about maintenance. So by the time I'm done paying off the car, it's just time to go get another one. That's what stuff started happening on
I can dig it.
it.
I've gotten lucky like the last pretty much like most of the vehicles I've owned been given to me, and they've gotten their use.
Yeah.
I've gotten lucky, but my luck's about to right. It's this close to running out. Okay,
Oh.
I understand. Keystone.
Um. So Corey Allen Martin, a 26-year-old, was arrested for starting a fire. He was basically started a fire that happened over in was it California where like a whole community or something got burned down. It's like yeah. So the whole community had got burned down or whatever. Oh, I think I accidentally. Oh well. Yeah. So the whole community had got burned down. So the whole reason why he's saying that this whole fire happened because he saw a spider and was trying to kill a spider by setting it on fire, and he ended up causing this whole massive forest fire and burned down the whole community because he's an idiot.
Is he an idiot or is he a savior?
I want to go with idiot. Crystal, be your lady as usual.
Yeah, no, I'm busy. I was trying to get some stuff done. How are you doing, Chuck? How are
I'm
you?
doing okay. How are you doing, Crystal?
I'm doing very well. Can't complain. I'm just had to run errands and get stuff done. Like I'm nothing. Like I'm always late as normal in life.
Did you take my
Shopping
advice
first.
and go prostitute?
No, just going shopping. No, just gotta
So
get
you didn't take
some
my
more
advice and go
accessories
prostitute.
for my vehicle,
I
for
told
my
you
off-roader.
prostitution is good for the soul. You always got to make sure you prostitute.
Oh,
It's good
brother.
For the soul.
I mean, we all sell ourselves, so we're all prostitutes. We're all whores in some way,
I sell
and I'm
myself
okay to
for
say
the
that.
place I work for.
I mean, seriously.
I mean, I'm going to Vegas in November, so I mean, I'm probably to wear some kind of, some kind of Pravonic, exactly.
Whatever
what else
happens.
you need to do,
Well, it's like the old
Yeah,
saying: whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. And unless you have OnlyFans, then
Yeah.
nothing stays in Vegas.
That's my goal. That's
With
exactly
how
what
this
I'm doing.
economy going, I'm getting close to the OnlyFans page. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna just see if people pay me to put my clothes back on.
Just for that.
Wait. So speaking of, I don't know who podcast you and JB was on, but I need him to give that picture of. I think it was some of you guys talking about someone with a sock, and it was a very hard frozen sock. I need JB to give me that picture. I need that online. I need
Why?
that meme that he said he was going to make. I need that meme, and I'm going to be on the pod. I'm going to be on there Saturday with you guys. So I'm going to ask about it.
The hard sock.
Hello, Jamie. How are you?
Do you know? Okay, do you know where the whole thing came from?
I have no idea because I had kind of came in like the middle of it.
All right. Well,
about it.
I'm not going to go too much into it, but I'm the guy that it's referred to. I'm Chuck Nasty, okay, and there's some things in my life that I let to blurt out like diarrhea, and this one thing caught on with both of my main podcasts that I do, and now I can't get away from it. So just use your imagination, and then I'm sorry for that image. And
no, brother. Oh boy.
When I was telling SMA, I was like, "Hey, Chuck Nasty's gonna be joining us for the podcast." She was like, "Well, what makes him nasty?"
Well, there's a whole list there. We can talk afterwards if you'd like.
So I'm gonna make sure I get the answer.
I'll tell you anything you want to learn, just not on the air.
I'm definitely gonna let her know that. So speaking of you,
it follows me everywhere. I swear to God. No, I'm not even kidding. One of my podcasts, they actually started writing a script about this particular incident involving this particular sock. It's a horror movie. I don't know. These are my friends. I don't. This is just what happens. I don't. I'll stop now.
Is this the Graveyard Talk, the Nasty Nation, or the Video Store Clerks? Which one?
Video Store Clerks is the one where one of the guys started writing a script for it, and Crystal's being attacked by her car.
I know. It's hit me. It's like hurt me. Jesus.
It's attacking her. What the fuck was that all about? You just seriously had a battle of like biblical proportions with your visor.
Yeah, it didn't like me at all. No, it's a German thing. That's what it is. Darn German thing.
9. See what? I can't see. Fuck. Yeah, no. Sorry. Yeah, I don't even know where it was at. Sorry.
Oh, you were talking about Video Store Clerks.
Oh yeah, Video Store Clerks is where the script for that particular thing came from. But on Tales from the Podcast /2G1C with JB, that's where it started. and I can't get away from it to save my fucking life. But I mean, it's funny, but it's I don't know.
It's hilarious to be honest.
It is really funny, but it's also like really fucked up.
Jamie is laughing at Crystal, I guess, getting beat up by her vehicle.
Wait, what kind of vehicle do you have, Crystal? Oh wait, she's now a circle.
Uh-oh, she's a circle.
She's a spinning downward spiral.
So so what is Graveyard Talk?
Graveyard Talk is audio only at the moment. It's a podcast I do with my buddy Whitman. He's a photographer, horror fan, whatever, and we talk about horror films and everything that has to do with horror, which there is a complete pattern in what we do when it comes down to that, and everything that I do. Yeah.
All right, and then we got
There.
how many we got left? Okay, so so Judas. Oh wait, Marriage Bastards of a Judas Goat.
Bastard Sons of a
Bastards
Judas
Sons of a
Goat.
Judas Goat. Yes,
Oh man, right
the
here.
band.
Yeah.
Are there any shows coming up? And are we gonna see these online?
Well, you can go on YouTube and there's all kinds of live stuff from us. It's pretty cool. We have one show booked at the moment. That's this month on the 26th in Lexington, Kentucky at the Fish Tank with our buddies and Something Weird. But other than that, we're kind of like, we're not saying we're not gonna play any more shows like the next few months, but we're kind of focusing on some recordings at the moment for some shit. And we have a recording that's getting ready to come out that is a complete like middle finger to the past 3 years, basically. A lot of anger over the whole COVID thing, over certain political figures who are pieces of shit.
Orange Sheep, man.
Yeah, that guy. But and even with that, like I'm torn in a lot of ways, but we're not going to get into that shit. But still, yeah, we've had to go through a lot of bullshit.
Yeah.
With a lot of bullshit. And honestly, it's kind of as hateful as the music that I like to be a part of is. And as hateful and brutal as this next release is probably going to be, it's actually a fuck you to all the hate, and it's kind of it's the middleman going, hey, we're kind of done, and so.
I've been saying that for this whole season. Like, fuck everything that's happened during this whole pandemic.
Yeah.
The government and everything else that's been going on.
Everything that's gone on in the past 3 years, I mean, I've obviously before, like, the past 3 years, but the last 3 or 4 years, have been really weird. We're kind of living a horror movie in a lot of ways.
It does feel like that. It's almost at the point where it's like waking up and be like, what is going to happen next? Like, what should we expect next? When is the next mass shooting going to happen? When is the next
right?
Always something.
That's something that fucks me up. I'm a parent, and mass shootings they went away for a minute, and then they came back with a vengeance.
Yep.
Yeah.
And why? Because of all the fucking hate spewed everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And people, and also it also goes down to, like, mental care as well. People are fucking fucked up these days. COVID fucked us all up. I mean, I got a buddy of mine that when he got COVID, he lost his taste and smell and all that. I didn't when I got it. But he tells me all the time that, like, he gets cloudy with his memory. Like, from that whole time period when he got it, like, he just like, man, and he forgets, like, at moments at a time, like, oh wait, I had to I had to wait to reevaluate for a second because I kind of forgot where I was at.
Okay.
And it never was a thing until after COVID. And I've had a few people that I know, him being one of my best friends, and a couple people who I just know that have, yeah, it's kind of it's just weird. It's just we've gone through such a brutal change. You know, at one time we were all, you know, sitting here thinking that happy America. You know what I mean? Like we're all happy, everything's good.
Mhm.
You know, we you know, gas isn't that bad, whatever. And then pretty much like that, we were cut, you know, down the middle.
Mhm.
And you know, from down the middle, side to side, we're all cutting fours. We don't know what the fuck like. We don't even none of us know how to actually think. None of us know how to think. None of us know how to really actually act, and no one's opinion matters.
Mhm.
You know, that's that. So yeah, I don't even know how. I don't even know what I was going on, and I don't even know what we were talking about. So I hope that I hope I answered the question right.
Yeah, yeah. So, because I gave you a heads up that I was going to ask you this next question, so I asked everybody who comes on the show.
Okay.
Do you think R. Kelly is innocent?
No. Not a fucking chance is that guy innocent. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah,
I just like that they was all willing. If Elvis can get away with it, R. Kelly should be able to get away with it.
And you know what? I'm related to Elvis, like far back in my tree. And you know what? I've had to hear about him my entire life. And as I've gotten older and I realized some things, Elvis wasn't the king of rock and roll.
Oh, definitely.
Buddy Holly was the king of rock and roll. Little Richard was the king of fucking rock and roll. If you really want to get down to it. And yeah, he's as bad as the other. And people kind of ignore that.
Yeah, the rock that we know today is just basically a rip off from music in the 50s. That's basically what it is.
Yes. You know,
So,
respect to certain music. I was never a huge Elvis fan. I do like some songs, whatever. But when you actually tear some things down and strip some things apart, and you realize Elvis was a piece of shit. Kind of like that one other guy that married his 13-year-old cousin.
wait,
Great Balls of Fire.
well, I'll be damned.
Like,
I'll be damned. You just blew my
I-
head off. You just blew it off.
Elvis. That's the thing people don't realize. Elvis was got with fucking Priscilla when she was 14 years old. Okay, and then when Priscilla started becoming more of a woman, he got disinterested, and his next girlfriend was 14, 15 years old.
I got a drink behind that one.
All right, me too.
Wow. Oof.
Sometimes our legends and our heroes aren't the nicest fucking people, and they're not the best fucking people. That's just how it goes sometimes. And R. Kelly is a piece of shit. R. Kelly is a piece of shit.
To me, with the whole R. Kelly situation, it was just the fact
That's
that
what it
like
was.
these women was like he took our daughters and da 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 da. I'm pretty sure he wasn't forcing them to stay there, as though y'all claim he was forcing them to stay. But then on top of that, like if this was such a big deal, you know, when he had all this money, why did you continue to let your daughters go back? And why did you continue to go back? Because you both younger and older women was there, and as soon as the money, Jerry Lee Lewis.
Jerry Lewis. Yeah. He was kicked out of my dad's hometown in Paintsville because they didn't serve alcohol. He was bitching. He was playing a show, and for a decade, he was banned from Paintsville, Kentucky.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I know that.
Wow.
But
Jeez. That's crazy.
it just felt like as soon as his money ran dry, that's when they all decided to go come forward and snitch to me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But
apparently he wasn't a monster they painted him to be if the money was there.
okay, okay. If we're gonna talk about R. Kelly, can we just go ahead and just let's not split hairs here. Okay, does R. Kelly have a talented voice? Yes,
Yes.
he has a great voice. Has he ever actually had a song besides "I Believe I Can Fly" that actually like? And actually, even that didn't make fucking sense. None of his songs are good. Now, look, I know, it's a lot of people want to fucking kill me, but R. Kelly's never had a good song. The lyrics are always trash. The only thing that he's ever gone away with is the fact that his beautiful voice. No one cares. It's kind of like death metal. Like people are like, oh, well, I can't understand it. I can't. Da, 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 da. It's not really so much what's being said; it's the sound. R. Kelly is a perfect example
he
of
had
that
good
in
music
the
that
other
you
realm.
can. He got good music that you can make babies to.
He had he
And
had love music.
if you were at a family, if you was at a family get together, he had nice stepping music.
Right. Yeah. But if you look at his lyrics and you go, oh,
He just
okay.
explaining a one night stand basically in some song.
I'm pretty sure in every fucking song he ever wrote was about a one night stand. Or there's some other songs that he came out with that make you wonder if he really did like peeing on 14-year-old girls and admitting it. But
Drip, drip,
I,
drip, pip, 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 PL. Okay, I'm sorry.
you know, Dave Chappelle had it on point. Just saying. But I don't fuck R. Kelly. The guy's guilty. He's a piece of shit. He lock him away with I don't know 14 angry hyena of men. Okay, and let them do whatever they need to do because the guy deserves it. He's a piece of shit. He's a trafficker. He's a fucking pedophile. He's a disgusting individual. So he can fucking be fed to the sharks only if it's televised.
I kind of like the idea of Girl Scouts with the kind of the barbed wire baseball bats. I like that idea. I really like that idea, really. I kind of have this, thing that would work just fine. Let out their anger.
I think that any way that R. Kelly could be like brutally hurt is a good idea. And the more creative, the better. You know, and the bloodier the better, the more creative the better. Okay, as a horror fan, I stand by it. And when it comes to people like R. Kelly, feed him to the wolves. You know what? Honestly, cover him in fucking honey, and then set him out in the middle of a fucking field. Okay, cover him in fucking ants, and let the fucking heat get him. And so not only is he being attacked by fucking like man-eating ants, he's also being burned alive from honey, slowly burning off his flesh, like the Bay City Rollers album. I think that was it Bay City Rollers.
Them guys in jail is probably somehow getting home.
You know, I might also be too extreme, but that is just who I am as a person. So you have to accept me.
So, as we get ready to wind down, we got to get to the movie review.
Oh fuck yeah, yeah.
Gray Man. So going into this movie for me, when I first I was like Ryan Gosling. I'm like, ooh, he's a pretty boy. I don't know if I could take him serious in this movie. I had to go back because actually, I'm be honest, I kind of fell asleep at the beginning of the movie. I go back and watch it from the beginning just to know what happened in the beginning because I decided to turn on the movie at like 12 o'clock in the morning. But anyway, I can honestly say that Ryan Gosling has blew me away with this movie. From this movie had everything that I love, from explosions to murders to crime, everything I love in an action thriller. It was there. His acting was amazing. Everybody else acting was amazing. The antagonist in the movie was a complete asshole, which I love. We don't get good antagonists like that in the movies anymore.
Yeah, fuck Captain America.
Yeah, I agree with you. This was
what a dick.
an awesome movie from beginning to end. Because at first, the way how like all the pieces had started falling in, and the way how how it was like how the story was told, I was just blown away. One thing I can say that annoyed me a lot was the little girl at the end of the movie. I hate when they ask them like when they being rescued and stuff. They asking all these questions and being over. That annoys me so much. It got to one point where I was like, "Kill the bitch." That's how bad it was annoying me.
That would set it up for Gray Man Part 2.
Yeah, yes. So, what was your thoughts on it, Chuck?
Actually, I didn't mind it. Usually I'm a horror guy, so I usually watch stuff. But I'm a sucker for Hitman movies. I'm a big fan of the Iceman, Richard Kuklinski, real life Hitman. Check him out. He was pretty intense. His interviews were always great. But so I'm kind of a sucker for that kind of shit, and the video games too, the Hitman stuff. So when I realized, because I'd heard about this movie, I had not really seen anything that like made me know what it was about until after you were like, oh, we're gonna watch, we need to review this movie, blah, blah blah. I went and I checked out a trailer and I was like, oh, okay, all right. And honestly, Ryan Gosling, because I'm sitting over here, I'm feeling pretty good. All right, I've got a little mindset going. I'm watching this fucking movie, and there's a part in the beginning of the movie where Ryan Gosling he has to take a shot, but he can't take the shot because there's a kid in the way.
Mm-hmm.
And he ends up going through all these people, just mowing them down, but just taking them down left and right. And I was like, all right, okay, all right, I can dig this. And so I was sold. I was like, and I yelled out at one point. I don't understand because I don't know what this fucking means. But I was also I felt pretty good. You know what I mean? But I'm watching him do that shit. I'm like, watch him fucking notebook it all over the place. Don't know what that fucking means whatsoever. But yeah, I like the movie. I think that it was about 40 minutes too long. I think there was a lot of shit they could have cut out. Billy Bob Thornton, at the beginning of the movie, you see him they try to make him younger. And I don't know if you saw my post on Facebook or not, but I was like, Billy Bob Thornton looks like a corpse being made up for viewing. Which, I mean, he kind of does anyway, but that looked really like that. It was kind of bad. Terrifying. But it wasn't a bad movie. They just it was action packed. You hated the villain. Completely hated him.
And that was one of the few action movies where it actually made me hate the villain.
Right. Yeah. Like a lot of action movies, I like the villain. This guy, I don't know if it was the mustache. I don't know if it was his fucking stupid haircut from 1955.
Cockiness for me.
It was. I think it because he reminded me so much of those douchebag people that I went to school with. You know what I mean? Those fucking assholes. Yeah, and that. Yeah, I hated him. Which he did a good job then because that was his job. We weren't supposed to like him. But sometimes we do. This guy, we did not. I thought it was good. The acting was good. Billy Bob Thornton is a joke to me when it comes down to a lot of things. I think he's a fucking douchebag, but I can't help but to like it when he's in a movie. Mm-hmm. There's something about him. Just I feel like I'm related to you. I don't know. It's the Kentucky thing.
He's like one of those actors you love to hate.
Yeah, he really is. It's like Nicolas Cage.
Oh, definitely. Nicolas Cage hasn't been good since 2005.
No, see, I've always hated Nicolas Cage, and then he started putting out movies that I was enjoying, and it made me mad because I was like, "Oh fuck, I'm now the guy that has no problem with Nicolas Cage." Fuck.
Oh wow.
But I also remember Raising Arizona. That was the first movie I ever watched with him when I was younger. I don't know if did you ever see that movie?
I have not.
Oh God, it's got John Goodman in it too. I can't remember her name, but it's a good one. You can actually find it on YouTube for free. It's It's a fucked up movie, but it's a funny fucked up movie, and I highly advise checking that out. Yeah,
It's
totally.
called what now?
Raising Arizona.
Make sure I write
Well,
that
oh,
down.
I've heard that movie. I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it. So.
It's a good one. It's a good one. It's got some drama, but it's got a lot of weird dark comedy. I mean, it's about a prison guard and an inmate who get together, and they both decide they want a kid, so they go and steal a rich guy's kid, and then it's a whole bunch of shit that goes on. It's fucking crazy. It's not like that sounds like PG. This movie's fucking crazy. It's not bad. It's a
Jamie,
good
are
one.
you talking about Ryan Gosling? That's the only guy who can rock a mullet, or are you a mullet, or are you talking
It's
about
about Nicolas
Big Bob?
Cage.
Oh, Nicolas Cage. Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh yeah, I forgot about him already.
He's had a mullet a couple of times, I think.
Why are those making it? No, I'm not gonna get into it.
Why are those make? No, no, it's okay. Because I look. I am all about people dressing the way they want to have like dress, have haircuts they want to have haircuts. I don't give a fuck. Whatever makes you happy. If you have a mullet and you're happy with it, fine. But for the love of fuck, why? Why? Again, I'm in Kentucky. I see this shit, and people like these guys are walking around with like mullets, and thinking that it's cool. And I'm like, dude, it was really cool in 1987. Okay, we are in 2022, but you know what? Do you, boo boo?
Dominic Mysterio is rocking a mullet now, and I'm just like, I just can't.
I don't, I don't, I don't, I don't understand it. I just don't get it. I mean, but maybe I'm not meant to understand it because I'm bald. Okay, I shave my head, so maybe I'm not meant to understand the mullet. But if I could grow a mullet, maybe I would. Who knows?
Hmm.
But I don't have that. I don't have that choice. You know what I mean?
Right. So as we get ready to wrap things up, I guess because I know Crystal probably haven't watched the movie yet.
So I'll have to get on that.
Yeah. So for before Chuck, so if so say like this movie is on TV, would this movie pass the remote test? The remote test is if you sit down, you walk into the room, the movie is on. Will you sit down and watch whatever part of the movie is that? Will you sit down and watch it?
With this film,
Yeah.
probably. I mean, it's one of those like if I'm at somebody's house and if it's on, like I'm probably gonna sit and get like sucked into it. Like because it's fun. Like I said, take off 40 minutes out of it, and it would be even better. But yeah, it's a fun one. I like it.
Jamie says she would also. Um, it would definitely pass the remote test for me, no matter what point of the movie, where the movie is at. It will pass the remote test for me. So, as a great bring things to a close, let's head into final thoughts. Who wants to kick off final thoughts? Crystal, since you came in late, I'm gonna have you kick off final thoughts.
All right. Final thoughts. Okay, well, I got some movies to watch. I didn't get a chance to actually grill Chuck Nasty, so apparently because I was late this evening, so that kind of sucks. But oh well. Well, everyone, listen. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. Be a good person, and please don't be mean to people. Regardless of whatever you do a good thing for somebody. Give them a hug, high five, fist bump, whatever it is. Do something good for people, please. Because every day out there, there's people fighting for their life. Facts are facts. All right, take it away, gentlemen.
All right, Chuck, you got any final thoughts for the people out there?
Yeah, I'll just go with what she said. But I'll also add this though: be good to people. Like, it's always good to be good to people. You get it back at some point in time. But if people are shitty to you and you're trying to be nice, in my belief system, you don't turn the other cheek. You smash them on the other ones.
Oh, well, she just disappeared. So
Who did?
my final thoughts is we need to have more drink into that moments, clink clink moments. Be nice to people. Let people be them. And as always, I always try to leave y'all with a little story, a little history fact. So for those you don't know, there was something in Portland. This is back in late 1800s, early 1900s. So basically, Portland had built these underground tunnelways. So basically, it was an easy way for them to get goods from the ocean, where the port with ships and stock at, into the city. So eventually, this became an area for mafia members, where they turned this into a way to smuggle alcohol during Prohibition and all this other kind of stuff. So this tunnel, which now after prohibition and everything, now it's all this kind of illegal crimes where there's drug deals and stuff going on, and then it turns into a human trafficking, a way to human traffic people. So basically, people above surface will get kidnapped. They get brought down to what they would call this Portland Underground Tunnel System, and then these people will basically get put on a ship and shipped to different areas of the country. And some of these people return 5 to 8 years later, and some of these people would never return. And this is why, at one point, Portland, Oregon was the most dangerous city in the United States of America. Boom. Now y'all know.
Shit. Listen, did you know? Now you do.
So
That's fucking crazy.
Chuck, thank you for joining me on this episode of Same
Anytime.
Podcast. Make sure y'all check out Chuck on. I have a whole list of podcasts here, so here we go, y'all. Graveyard Talk, Graveyard and Talk,
Graveyard Talk.
Graveyard Talk, Nasty Nation, Video Store Clerks, and Tales from the Podcast 2G1C.
Yes.
That's a tongue twister there. Which I'll be on there this Saturday, I believe, 9 p.m. Central Time, 10 p.m. Eastern, for where am I going? Tales from the Podcast 2G1C. So make sure y'all check that out this Saturday. As always, don't forget about the deals. We always got deals for y'all. Head over to habits365.com and use code Anthony4 to receive 20% off your purchases. And don't forget to head over to repsports.com and use code Martel1 to receive 5% off your purchases. So thank you all for tuning in this episode. Chuck, thank you for joining us, and we will see you all on the next episode.